The HOA president was a bully and tried to fine me out of my home. I got myself elected to the board, and then I found the paperwork that let me foreclose on his house. When I bought my cottage in Heritage Hills, I thought I'd found peace. Instead, I found Richard Sterling. Richard had been the HOA president for 15 years, and he ran the neighborhood like a dictator. He targeted me immediately. My first week, I got a $500 fine for a non-compliant mailbox because it was a slightly different shade of black than his. 2 days later, a $200 fine for unsightly weeds. That turned out to be a single dandelion. I tried to reason with him at a meeting. He just smirked and said, "If you can't afford the standards of Heritage Hills, maybe you should move back to wherever you came from." That was a mistake. I didn't move. I ran for the board. I campaigned door to door, listening to neighbors who were terrified of him. I won by a landslide. Richard was furious. "You're out of your depth," he hissed at my first meeting. "I am this HOA." "We'll see," I said. As the new treasurer, I demanded access to the archives, the dusty boxes in the basement of the clubhouse that hadn't been opened in a decade. I spent nights down there looking for dirt, and I found gold. In 2008, during the housing crash, there was a record of a massive $15,000 fine levied against Richard's own property for an unapproved, structurally unsafe sunroom addition, but there was no record of payment. Richard had simply erased it. He'd buried the paperwork and pretended it never happened. Then I found the bylaws from 2005. Section 9, paragraph C. Any fine exceeding $10,000 that remains unpaid for 15 years automatically converts to a priority line, granting the HOA the immediate right to foreclose without a vote. The date on the fine was exactly 15 years and 2 weeks ago. I waited for the next public meeting. Richard was screaming at a young couple about their trash cans. "Richard," I interrupted, standing up. "Before we discuss trash, we need to discuss 1422 Elmwood. Your house." He froze. "Excuse me?" "I found the 2008 file," I said, holding up the yellowed paper. "You owe the HOA $15,000 plus 15 years of interest. And according to the bylaws you wrote, we now own the lien on your house." I slammed the foreclosure notice on the table. "The sheriff is on his way to serve you." Richard turned purple. He tried to fire the board. He tried to scream, but it was over. The bank and the HOA seized his home. He was evicted 3 months later. We sold the house, used the money to lower everyone's dues, and I finally got my new mailbox.